What if Earth's gravity suddenly became only half as strong as it is today? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything, your body, buildings, oceans, even the air, now weighs only half as much. The world would feel strangely lighter, and life on Earth would change in ways that are both thrilling and dangerous. The first thing you would notice is how easy it is to move. Jumping would feel like flying. A simple hop could send you 3 meters into the air. Children would bounce across playgrounds like astronauts on the moon. Athletes could perform superhuman stunts, slam dunks from the half-court line, marathon jumps over rivers. Even walking would feel like gliding, every step carrying you twice as far. Buildings would grow taller and thinner. Engineers could construct skyscrapers that reach higher than ever before because the pressure on foundations would be dramatically reduced. Bridges could stretch for kilometers without collapsing. Cars, trains, and airplanes would need less energy to move. Planes could take off with shorter runways, and rockets might reach orbit with a fraction of today's fuel, making space travel cheaper and more common. But lower gravity would also have strange effects on nature. Trees could grow much taller because they wouldn't have to fight their own weight. Mountains might rise higher before their peaks crumble. Rivers would flow more slowly and spread wider because gravity pulls less strongly on water. Even the ocean tides, driven by the moon's pull, would weaken and change shape. Waves would travel farther and stay higher for longer. Animals would adapt too. Birds could glide effortlessly and fly longer distances. Insects might grow larger because weaker gravity would no longer limit their size. Land animals could evolve taller, more delicate bodies, moving with incredible grace. But some creatures that depend on their weight, like those that hunt by pouncing, might struggle. Predators might need to change how they catch prey. Humans would change in surprising ways. Our muscles and bones, which evolved to handle Earth's full gravity, would gradually weaken. Without enough stress, bones could lose density, becoming more fragile over generations. People might grow taller as their spines stretch under less compression. Our hearts might pump blood differently, because the force that pulls fluids downward would be weaker. Doctors might need new ways to keep bodies healthy. The atmosphere itself would expand. With gravity pulling less tightly, air molecules would drift higher, making the sky thicker and possibly more reflective. Weather patterns would shift. Clouds could form at higher altitudes, storms might last longer, and winds could behave unpredictably. Airplanes and birds would have to adjust to a new kind of sky. But not all consequences would be exciting or safe. We rely on gravity to hold everything together, including the oceans. With only half the pull, water could spread outward, flooding coasts and reshaping shorelines. Rivers might overflow and new shallow seas could appear. Some islands could disappear under rising waters. Earth's orbit and rotation might also change over time. Gravity is part of the balance that keeps our planet spinning and circling the sun. Weaker gravity could make Earth wobble or slowly drift. The moon's orbit might shift, which could further disrupt tides and seasons. Days and nights might lengthen as Earth's rotation slows. Everyday life would feel different. Simple tasks like pouring a drink or dropping an object would look strange. A glass of water might form floating arcs before landing. A spilled ball might bounce for minutes. Sports would be completely redefined, basketball games with 10-meter dunks, soccer matches where kicks send the ball across entire fields, and long jumps that last several seconds in the air. Technology and construction would race to keep up. Buildings would need different balance systems to withstand longer, slower sways caused by weaker gravity. Vehicles and machines would have to adjust traction and braking. Space agencies could build orbital elevators and low-cost launch pads, opening a new era of space colonization. The dream of permanent moon bases or Mars settlements might suddenly become far more practical. But there would also be dangers. Earthquakes and volcanoes could behave differently. Weaker pressure inside the planet might change how magma moves, possibly triggering more eruptions. Weaker gravity would also mean a thinner protective atmosphere over time, exposing us to more cosmic radiation. Social and economic changes would follow. Cities might rise higher, but coastal communities could vanish under spreading oceans. Farming would change as plants adapt to weaker weight and different weather. New sports, new architecture, and new technologies would reshape economies and culture. So, what if Earth's gravity was only half as strong? Life would feel magical, people leaping like superheroes, cities reaching for the clouds, and space travel becoming routine. Yet beneath the wonder lie serious risks, fragile bones, changing oceans, shifting climates, and a planet that might never be the same again. In the end, gravity is not just a force that holds us down, it is the invisible glue that shapes every part of our world. If it were cut in half, we wouldn't just float higher. We would have to rethink everything about how we live, build, and survive on our beautiful, lighter Earth.